Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my midday update. We are going to talk about the craziness behind me, TikTok. I personally do not use it. I've watched a couple videos, but more on Instagram. I've never downloaded the app, but definitely a hot topic today. We are going to see Trump come out and make an announcement at 2 p.m. today. So stay tuned for that. Kind of feels like, on top of it being quadruple witching today, that there might be some more positioning being set up for the potential moves that might happen in the market. If you guys are brand new to my channel, please go ahead, hit like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you get awesome notifications like when I go live for these videos. All right, so let me go ahead and bring it over to the charts. We do have the SPY up here. Also, hey Asif, hey Kawa. You guys know that I do, let's fix the volume too over here. Sorry, I disconnected my computer yesterday and also disconnected my mic. So let me fix that. There we go. That should be much better.
You guys know I do follow the dark pools. Hello? Very weird. Did you guys hear feedback? All right. I'm going to take it out for today.
Feedback on it. Okay. There, I think we got it. Can you guys hear me okay? So, you guys know I follow the dark pools. If you all want to learn about the dark pools, please come over and visit us at the training pit at thedarkpools.com. And you will be able to learn all about the dark pools, see how we were set up for this massive drop to happen back here on September 4th. I believe that's the 4th, right? That's the 3rd. So on September 3rd, we were prepared. Now we see, hey, look, we've got this big consolidation. Also, you guys can read the chart technically. You can read it that way as well. We also have the dividend for the SPY happening today. We have quadruple witching, which if you guys are new to understanding what on earth that is, quadruple witching is when the indexes, the monthlies, the weeklies, the futures, and stock option futures all expire on the same day. So it kind of can be very weird price action. For sure on our end in dark pool print world, we see crazy prints all day long. I mean, we're talking like sometimes 20 million in the prints, which can be kind of crazy. And so we just sort of watch. So for today, definitely hedged in case they go ahead and they take this. We have what looks like that H pattern, right? So we have that set up over here. So we will see. Originally, IWM today had a crazy day. This was up $1.50 on the day, and it was the only one that was up. And it was kind of strange that they were taking it all the way up. Maybe they were not ready to drop it as of just yet. Now we're seeing they took it up to the 20 here on the 16th, sold it off. Again, took it to the 20 on the 18th, and brought it down. Now for everyone that does celebrate Rosh Hashanah, Shana Tova to you. I don't celebrate it myself, but Happy New Year. Have some apples and honey. All right, so let's look at the Qs. The Qs really, this is the first time in a long time. You can see this crazy volume right here. When did we have crazy volume like that in the past, right? We had crazy volume like that back here in February and March, and it's not the highest volume spike that we have had over here. However, if we go and we look at SQQQ, do not recommend trading this. I watch this for potential moves, right? So I watched it and I said, hey, I had a potential swing entry there, and I said, hey, let's see. This is the most volume ever, right? The most volume ever. So you want to take note of things like that. Why is there all this crazy volume? So then I started looking, hey, let me see about SPXU. Does SPXU also have crazy volume to track? Well, we do, right? We have big volume here. When was the last time we had volume like this? When we had the little mini correction back in June. Okay, so let's see, how about SRTY, right? I'm a little detective in the market. I want to see what's going on with the prints. Not so much with SRTY, right? The biggest volume was back here, and we're below all of that. So not ready yet, unless we were potentially to go above 1380 over here for SRTY. I think it's SDW. There we go, SDOW. Let's check that out. What's our volume like over here? Okay, nothing really abnormal to stand out. But with SQQQ, when we look at it, we had all of this crazy volume. Let's get this off. We had all of this crazy volume back here on the 3rd of September. And we are just going up from there. This is the 24-hour chart, so the moving averages are set up a little bit differently. We are actually above the 50 simple moving average on your normal daily chart, not counting 24 hours. So the next potential move would be up roughly to 34.43. When were we back there, right? 34.43. Let me make this bigger. I'm not saying trade this. I would not recommend trading this. This is a triple leverage ETN. I'm saying let's look and watch and see, right? So if we go back and we look to see at what point in time, I go back to August or July 24th. Now let's go and look and see where were we on the Qs for July 24th. Let's check it out. Why didn't it transfer over? Okay, so July 24th, we were back here, right? We were back at roughly a low of 251. So I might say, hey, we came all the way down here. We had this trend line set up from the tops that we bounced off of. So potentially my target going down might be 255.77. Would be totally awesome if that hits. And then it bounces. Just reading the chart technically, you know, looking at it, watching that volume. We had crazy volume yesterday. Where are we? If you've taken out that candlestick, are we going to close below the low of yesterday? That could be very influential as to what we see happens with the market. I also looked back, hey, let's check out the stochastics. Let's see where we are in relation to the stochastics, right? So I think I can do this. Let's do this, and let's put two daily charts next to each other so we can see where we are. And I'm going to zoom in I want to see this area. Oh, I'll go back, undo that. I want to see where we are from the drop, right? I want to see these stochastics here. I want to see where we are. Okay, so right now, let's turn on the indicator so we can see. Right now, we are roughly 1075, right? So we come back over here on our way down. Where were we? 1385 and then 566. So are we going to really, and positioning wise, 1385, that's pretty much where we were yesterday, just going below the 50 simple moving average. We just dropped below the 50 simple moving average. Yeah, we will pull up Apple, Julio, definitely will. And we are starting to come down. So we came down, we came and hit this moving average, and then we had a little bit of a bounce. So let's zoom in right here for what happened in the past. Because if history repeats itself, maybe we'll go there, right? So we came down, we broke through this average, bounced below a trend line, and then came down to this green hashed moving average, right? So we broke through this average, came all the way down to this one. So that's 244. So if we're looking at potentially where we bounce back to July 24th when we hit that area on the SQQ for same price range as a potential target, might look at 255. If we're looking at where we bounced with the stochastics when we tended to find that bottom and then came down a little bit further, that next target down is 244. So we could really, yeah, I'll look at it, G-Man. We could really see here where we might have targets if we continue. Also on the daily over here, look, it almost looks like a shoulder, a head, and then maybe a shoulder here, right? We actually went up just a little bit, but a shoulder, and are we going to break below 265 for today? We'll see. All right, so let's talk about Apple as well. I don't have it up there. Let's look at Apple. So Apple, looking very similar to the Qs. Is it suspect? No. When we look at it, it might pull back down over here at 99.30. That might be a potential target for Apple from here. If not, maybe down a little bit further, 96. Maybe we'll follow just like over here. We came all the way down to the blue dotted moving average. If we come all the way back down there again, we're coming down to 87. So might happen, we shall see. There's a lot of tech talk going on with TikTok up behind me. Walmart was going to buy it. Microsoft was going to be part of it. Oracle was going to do their cloud server for them. Now Trump said, nope, we're shutting it all down on Sunday. Then later, hey, 2 p.m., we're going to have another announcement. They did say yesterday they're going to have an announcement about TikTok. And before Trump was saying, this is going to really be influential with turning over all of the software, even the AI technology for how it's written. However, they were saying, Chinese were saying, we're not sure that we want to do that. And right now with Apple, we're in this gap that I was talking about yesterday. So if we go below here, potentially gap fill down to 105.86 or the high of the candle of 106.42. So we might have a nice 80 cents drawdown even further from here. Also, Penn Gaming. I had someone asking me about Penn Gaming. Hey, we broke out. Is this a short squeeze? Yes, looks like it because we broke above a new high. There were likely shorts that thought, aha, I can't hold above this level right here. I'm going to get in. Let the chart tell you, right? If you look at the Apple chart, the Apple chart is looking more like a short now. We've broken below all these averages. We've broken below this level. We have this one candlestick. If we take out this candlestick, watch out, we might be heading to 98, 95. Also, this moving average right here. It's pretty cool how it all lines up. Also, Microsoft as well. Microsoft is now taking out, look, we've taken out all of this volume, right? So everything above us from back here, all of this. Now all that volume's taken out. It's wiped away, let's see, 25th of June, excuse me, to the 18th of September. We've wiped away roughly 4 months? 4 months of trading. It's pretty crazy, right? And so we did see some activity before. You can imagine where was that dark pool activity from where we are now? Pretty much above us, right? And as I've shown you guys in the past, if you've ever watched any of my, yeah, Julio, they are really, the tech world was so strong. Everyone was going to tech because that's what everyone is using. So it sort of created a little micro bubble, and it has to come back down a little bit to reality. We also had Tesla and Apple with their splits that really surged it higher. Let's look at Amazon as well. I know, G-Man, you wanted to look at Amazon. So Amazon, we're coming down and we're about to test that at 29.30. Maybe Amazon is going to find a support right here at 29.30. If it doesn't, maybe down at 28.73, and then really down here, maybe even at 27.69. You're looking even further, 26.50. Yeah, it might come down here. Let's go back and see how far down did we come? Amazon really took a beating in March. So even 22.12 would be my optimal. Hey, if it goes here, I'm going to potentially purchase it and just hold it long term. Many times that is an area that we very rarely see it touch that in the past. More that 200 simple moving average, which is down here at 24.16 down there. So I would wait potentially, G-Man, in my opinion. If I was to get into this, I would wait for seeing that we have higher volume, buying it before I got into it. And let's see, NEO. I know somebody that was paper trading NEO today. Right back at their entry. And when we look at it on a I'll pull Workhorse up as well. On a 9-minute chart, it had a nice run up from open, so it ran right up, came back, and then it started to pull back. We did have, once it broke below this 50 simple moving average, then it flipped to be a resistance, and now we have all these moving averages just congesting it up right here. When we look at Workhorse, let's check this out. So Workhorse broke up above 29, had a nice clean trade right on up to 29.80 up here, and now it's testing it, and potentially we'll see if this holds the 50 simple moving average right here. It's been holding it on the way up, right? So maybe we will see 28.80 as that potential entry point. Also, stochastics look like it might end up reversing there, but I'm not going to use this again as my sole point of entry. More looking at the volume, checking it out, checking out to see if we have any dark pool prints that are coming in as well, where we are in relation, and it has been in the upward trend so far. We did hit the high of the year today, so 52-week breakout. And you can tell when it comes back, where did it bounce before? This was the new entry point. That would be my, shorter term entry for a day trade. If it came down here, hey, I like to trade the bounce off of that to the upside. Let's check it out, Truth. Let's go ahead and look at that. DKNG. So they were talking, DraftKings, about doing the merger or partnering with ESPN. And right now it's had some nice price movement. So we did break out from the all-time highs, another 52-week high breakout. So there are definitely alpha stocks that could be breaking out in a down market. You're not going to necessarily see all stocks pulling back. You will have alpha stocks that will be out there that are moving, that are trading. Shopify as well today just finalized all of their offering of their executive notes today, and no surprise, it hit a high. The announcement comes out, hey, we just finished the offering, and boom, it's pulling back, right? So it's going to be a bit diluted. Check out this high volume candlestick back here. When you see stuff like that, pay attention to it. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to say, hey, wait, the charts are set up based on volume. When it's a really big volume day, then go ahead and check and see. Even on a 9-minute chart, break it down, 5-minute chart, and check and see where that volume lies. Look at that candlestick. Okay, that had a high of 931.80 and a low of 931. What? Oh, it was a doji candlestick right at close. Sorry, it confused me right there. So doji candlestick, and what was the volume on this candlestick? This volume on this candlestick was 369,000 for a $900 stock. That's pretty big, right? So we're almost looking at, let's see, hey Google, what's 931 times 369,000? So that's a 341 million $1 million position, right? If you look at all that volume. So where are we? Well, we're below it. So what might you think happened from that point? Well, maybe they were selling. Just a thought. Because remember, all these candlesticks are driven by volume of who is winning, the buyer or the seller, right? Oracle had a big spike up on the news that they were going to be the supplier for the cloud data for TikTok. And then, nope, it's not happening. And now we're just sort of trading sideways, maybe some positioning happening here. Also, guys, looking at the indexes as well. Let's go to our daily chart. When you see this much price action and it's just going nowhere, you just feel like, man, it's just going nowhere. It's going nowhere. Well, now we're finally below it, right? Now we have somewhere to go. We could potentially come down here. We broke below the resistance back in January. That's what this was. This was a resistance and support level from January. We've broken below it. Maybe potentially we'll come down here, 321.31. When we broke below it in the past. Again, let's pull them up side by side. Let's zoom in. And we're looking back here. When we broke below this level in the past, boom, here we are, we broke below it. Where did we go the next day, right? We pulled back big time. And coincidentally, it's almost at that 321 level, 323. So we could potentially see a big drop. We were up here on the 21st of February. I actually was looking at my calendar earlier. You guys can see I was looking at it to see what days everything happened in the past. What day was the 21st? That was a Friday, right? So this is a Friday, and it was a Friday of a holiday week. Then we came down and we gapped down onto the Monday. Then that Tuesday, big day. If we go all the way down, we're already below the 50 simple moving average, so we're kind of like we're on this day in comparison, but we just broke below this support level. Could we come all the way down here? That would be a crazy day on Monday, if that was really what happens, and we come all the way back down, well, all the way down to here. Come down to here, the purple moving average, we're going down to 310. I think that's kind of crazy, but you know, the market's not rational. If we come back down here, we're looking at 315. Yeah, it's going to have that elevator down effect. Stair steps up, elevator down. When we had a big day here, then we went sideways, and now we're below it. We have not broken below the low over here of 331. So we got 20 cents shy, 331.19. However, we will see what happens at the end of the day. Let's also look at the VIX. VIX was very interesting today. We had, I'm going to take this off of this right here. We'll make this we'll do a 15-minute chart over here and a 15-minute chart over here. And we're going to look at the spot on this one. So when we look at, many times the SPY and the VIX will trade inversely from each other, right? You'll see that the SPY is dropping, and here's today's price action, right? So right here, do you see what happened? They were trading the same way. The VIX was dropping and the SPY was dropping. So one of them was not being totally truthful, right? Your views on Indian stock market, boom, 100% ABV in just 3 months. You know what, Rashab, I do not really look at any other market except for the U.S. market. But that doesn't mean that the same principles don't hold true. Technical analysis is technical analysis. ABV, hold on. Is ASX, is that even the exchange? ABV? Is ASX the Indian? No, that's a ABV, excuse me. I'm sorry, I do not know the flag for India. I need to go over my flags. Is that this one? No, that's ABVL. Yeah, well, or, you know what, Julia, I was thinking? When we had the VIX and the SPY together, here's my thought process. We see that we have all of this activity and we're starting to go below it, right? And my thought process was, when we look back at our daily charts, whoops, and we look at where we were on the VIX, that we're back at where we were August 25th. And we're actually below that on the SPY, which isn't abnormal. But my thought was pretty much close to that. When we see the VIX go up, that means that the implied volatility for the options also goes up. That means the cost of the options go up. So my thought was one of two things. On this chart, I started seeing, you know what? This is just going nowhere. We have the SPY trading with all this crazy volume, right? And we have the VIX dropping at the same time. So this was really consolidated, and this was really a downturn. Usually they will go opposite, right? So my thought was, maybe, just maybe, they are holding it down so they can load up on options because they don't want to pay a lot for them. And then they're going to rip this higher and rip the shorts. And hey, if we go ahead and we close above 2460, we could be having that crazy day come Monday. Looking at the charts, just reading the charts and seeing what happened in the past and where we could potentially go. So those are my thoughts for today, guys. I hope you have a great weekend. Again, Happy New Year to those that do celebrate. Yeah. Awesome, Julia. Thank you. So have an amazing weekend. And there was also news that JP Morgan, let's see if we can find it really quickly. JP Morgan, massive sell-off end of September. This was news that came out yesterday, I think from JP Morgan. For this, September has the worst track record. Don't buy the dip in September. No, they were talking about, oh, look at this. They're saying surge, it's going to go, margins, I think, in relation to margins. JP Morgan stock, something in relation to that. I'll follow up with it on Sunday. Assessing the fallout from coronavirus. No, I'll find it for you guys. We'll talk about it on Sunday a little bit more. But be prepared. You guys know I've been warning you guys. I was warning you before, back at the top, back at September 4th. And hey, we've gone sideways. Where are we in relation to that price action? We are below it now. So just be prepared for what is set up to come. Have an amazing weekend. Fill those memory books with memories of your family. And I'll see you all on Sunday at 1:30. Carpe Profit, seize those profits one trade at a time.